everybody, it's Dara, and I have Frank Ferrante with me.
Hello.
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 Hello, everybody. Okay, here's the thing. I wanted to talk to you, we want to talk to you about a project called Cleanse Stephenville. And a couple of months ago, it's actually been a number of months, but I met Paul Reese, who started the concept of Cleanse Stephenville. And I heard about it, met him, decided I needed to show up in Stephenville, Texas, which is the cowboy capital, the meat capital of the country, and support the opening of the Barefoot Market Juice and Smoothie Market. And I went for the opening and it was magical. I met the most amazing people. So Penny and I ran into Frank at Bill Barlow's party, and now we're talking about Penny is arranging to have the screening of May I Be Frank at a church in Stephenville, Texas, and Frank has agreed to come and be there for the screening and answer questions, which is so amazing. Like, it's incredible. So I want to talk to you about why I want to go to Stephenville, Texas, and then I'm going to hand it over to Frank, and he can say why he thinks it's really meaningful. I support doing something like this, having smoothies and juices for a place like Stephenville, Texas, and it supports the idea that we're all inclusive. You can eat whatever you want, but just start adding more fruits, vegetables, juices, smoothies into your diet and see what magic occurs. So I am showing up to support that and my friends who are all going to be there, including Frank now. So tell me what you think, Frank, about this project.
Well, first I want to say thank you for inviting me over, and yeah, I was asked to go there, but it's really not an effort. I really enjoy doing these, so it's not like I'm going out of my way. You know, I'm flying over there, but I enjoy communicating with people that are interested in furthering their health and interested in committing to their lives. And the reason I'm excited about going to Stephenville is because it is a small town. It's really in rural America. And in places like San Francisco or Los Angeles or New York, there is an abundance of healthy food and information available. And in a place like Stephenville, which is really in the middle of the heart of America, right? That people that are so far away from these places, from LA or New York, that are interested in this is really meaningful to me. Because if we can enroll people, encourage people to take a stand for their lives and to live in a more conscious way, a more awakened way, then we can really, if we can touch people's lives in Middle America, then it's like people think if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. Well, my feeling is that if you can enroll people and encourage people to take this position in a place like Stephenville, then it's a really powerful statement. Yeah. And it reflects also people's desire to do this. People maybe don't know how, they don't have the language, or even feel like they have permission to do it.
Or they might feel like, this is another point, they may feel like someone like me or somebody who's totally believes in the raw food and all the healing things, like I never really had a problem with it. Somebody, like we were talking about this earlier, you and I, maybe we can touch base on it with them, with you all, is that Frank has been there. You've been there to the place where, you're not talking raw food.
The word you're looking for is bottom.
Well, bottom, and you also didn't believe in all this stuff, so
no.
You can connect with somebody who doesn't believe in all this stuff.
And that's another thing that really is a very important point, and I'm glad you brought that up, is that I think dogmatic anything just doesn't work. We're not evangelists. I am not an evangelist. I'm not one to say you have to do this or else.
It's
my way or the highway.
Yeah.
I don't believe you can take a person that has very little awareness or even motivation to live, to shift their lifestyle. You just can't tell somebody who's been eating a particular way, all of a sudden, hey man, you got to shift it all the way this way, because you generate a sense of deprivation. And you will always lose that inner battle.
Right.
You will always lose it.
Stay there. I'm gonna get the dog.
We have some dissenters, some evangelists back there.
Yeah. But what the thing is that like if you can. But the thing that's cool about Frank too is that he's also like. He's from New York. He's been there. He's done that. He's definitely hit the rock bottom. He can relate to people who are, eating a certain way, and they're going to right? Like, well, how do you explain it?
Well,
Like,
the way I would explain it is that what I was saying before is that sometimes some people have a full shift and they just change it 100, go 180 degrees, and they manage to shift. Most people, at least I was not that way. I had to do it incrementally, and so rather than alienate people, I want to include people, and I want people to feel like they may, if they may try to do a raw food diet, let's say, and one day they fall off the food wagon and have a piece of chicken. Well, you don't condemn them. Some people have to feel like they still need to incorporate some animal protein in their diet. Fine, but as long as we have our foot in the door of people's consciousness, opening the door of the to the conscious way of living and eating and all that. That's my opinion. That's the way to go.
Yes.
Because the overwhelming majority of people probably won't go raw. But if we can encourage people to just, hey, instead of that ice cream or instead of that potato, why don't you try something green? And begin incrementally. And as people begin to feel better, they will behave, they will treat themselves better. And that's my theory. From my experience going across the country, there's no one size fits all. So again, the message is to be inclusive and to not have people feel like they're wrong if they're doing something. It's just, to me, it's shedding light on what serves you and what doesn't serve you. Does it serve, is what you're doing and the way you're living and the way you're eating and the way you're exercising or not, is that serving you? And if it isn't, what can we do about it? We all know what's wrong. We have plenty of information. We know what's wrong. My feeling now is to focus the energy on how to make the shift so that whatever anybody's doing in their life is now serving them rather than not.
So here's the thing, exactly. That's just amazing. Like, how does this serve you? And then here's the amazing thing is that because when you start eating this way, and plants and fruits and vegetables and nuts and seeds, your radar becomes clearer, and you're able to draw in people like Frank, and then it just happens. Like magic, sparkly things start happening. So the next thing we know, we're all going to Stephenville to support Stephenville, Texas, and our friend Paul Reese. Penny Shelton at Raw Food Rehab is running, I think it's like $25 for the experience of doing Cleanse Stephenville. So if you're anywhere in the world, you can be involved in, the day-to-day goings-on of what's going on in Cleanse Stephenville. So there'll be videos Frank and I are going to do, and Penny and all the people, the real people who are actually there serving the juices. It's going to be really interesting because they're not set up. I mean, they're taking hundreds of people to do a cleanse in Stephenville, Texas, and it's a little juice bar. So they're getting all kinds of volunteers coming in, and it's going to be happening.
And
so
I'm going to add to that.
be part of it if you can.
What I wanted to add to that is that the food is the most visible part of this. And what you just said about the people being involved and connecting, it's not, and that's the other thing that I really feel compelled to emphasize, and I just can't emphasize it enough, that it's not just the food. That in this experience now, we're bringing people in. And to me, the most important thing in life, the thing that everybody wants to do is connect. Yeah. And this is a vehicle for connection and for community. And then so now we begin to explore the spiritual component, which is inextricable from this, because it's not just the food. We eat better. Why? It's just like, to me, it's like I eat better so that I can be a better citizen, a better friend, a better brother, and just a better human being. But what that means is that to connect with my own divinity. And it doesn't mean that everybody that eats raw food is an ascendant master. It just means that you have a better chance at it.
Of getting closer. Yeah,
of getting closer. And so in this is a community building endeavor. It's a spiritually encouraging and affirming endeavor. And so it's not just about the food.
I mean, look what it's drawing in. Like Paul mentioned it, and I'm going. And then we've run into Frank, and then he's going. And then a lot of amazing people are gathering, coming from all over to be a part of it. So won't it be fun? It's Cleanse Stephenville now, and then it could be Cleanse Stephenville coming to a town near you, and we all gather, and people come from all over to celebrate, living conscious and aware.
And you said a very, very key word, and that is fun. It's not about tedium.
Really
it's not like, oh my God, I can't eat this or I can't do that.
Right.
It's really entering into another fun thing. When I first stopped drinking alcohol, I thought that my God, how am I ever going to have any fun? When in fact, I wasn't having any fun to begin with. Right by the end of my alcoholism, I wasn't having any fun. And when I was told I was going to stop drinking, I thought, oh my God, how am I ever going to enjoy life? And little did I know, it was the first step into a whole new way of perceiving life and perceiving what fun is. And so I would suggest that anyone out there that's concerned about enjoying food and enjoying their life, give it a shot. Give it 90 days. If you don't like it, we'll gladly refund you your misery. But in the meantime, give it a shot. What have you got to lose? Except some, unwanted pounds and maybe some unwanted ways of perceiving life. So.
Right, and some dis-ease and some
acne
or whatever.
Maybe and maybe not. But again, it's not just the food. It's.
I'm giving you these, by the way. I'm about to take a trip to New Jersey.
This is how I get paid now.
I'm giving in persimmons.
Yes,
these are not just any persimmons. These are berry and clementine.
There's $100 bills inside of these.
These are gorgeous persimmons. Anyway, so the fun thing is that it's fun and it's not about deprivation, and we hope to see you join Cleanse Stephenville if you feel like it on rawfoodrehab.com. If not, this is just the beginning. So lots of fun to come, and thank you so much, Frank, for doing this. So we'll see you guys soon.
Arrivederci.
Arrivederci.